Hello everyone, today's subject is going to be about the gemstone Morganite. Morganites are beautiful pink and peachy stones that are perfect for cute accessories. Good quality Morganite will show you its resilience with its spectacular clarity and layers of color. Lower grade Morganite would appear cloudy and would have a milky pastel color, much like rose quartz. While both are found in pegmatites, Morganites are actually rare, yet nowhere near as expensive as its sister stone within the beryl family, emerald. So Morganite is a beryl. Morganite's chemical composition is beryllium aluminum cyclosilicate. On the Mohs scale, it is ranked 7.5 to 8. And as I said it twice, and I will say it again, on the Mohs scale, as you look at it, you're going to see diamonds are ranked as number 10, talc is going to be number 1. This is the hardness scale. And Morganites are actually very durable because they're in the beryl family, much like emeralds. But unlike emeralds, Morganite is another grade of beryl. So its crystallography is hexagonal. It has an indistinct cleavage. Its specific gravity is 2.80 to 2.91. And its habit, its crystals are short prismatic to thick tubular form. It has a vitreous luster, and its inclusions are long, hollow tubes with negative crystals and chrysanthemums. So Morganite is found in pegmatites and can form in large crystals. It is often found in lithium-rich pegmatite veins associated with bait tourmaline, apatite, and kunzite. Rough Morganite crystals may contain tourmaline inclusions. Less frequently, Morganite may be found as pebbles in alluvial deposits. So now I'm going to get into its color characteristics. So Morganite is colorless, but manganese gives it its pink color, while the presence of iron impurities gives it a slight yellow or orange hue, which helps contribute to its peachy color. Its luminescence is an inert to weak pink or purple. It may fluoresce weak lilac. It is never dark and has a maximum tone of 3. The tone is on a scale of 0 to 10. So compare this to a car's window tint. If the tint is 0, that means the car is practically a fish bowl. If the tint is 3, that's like a factory tint. You can see the tint and barely see what's occupying the car. If the vehicle has a limo tint, which would be 10, the windows are blocked out and you cannot see anything occupying the car. Morganite's color is caused by traces of manganese. Strong color in Morganite is rare, and gems usually have to be large to achieve the finest color. Light color crystals might be cut a little deep to intensify the color. Now I'm going to get into its pleochroism. So this is the absorption in different directions of different wavelength portions of the transmitted light results in colors. Morganite from afar is just a pink stone. However, when you look at it up close and slowly move it around in light, its other layers of color will appear. You will be able to see the lilac and the orange colors as you slowly move the stone around. To best describe pleochroism, think about an old TV. From a distance, when you look at the TV, all of the colors in the pixels appear to be one color. But if you were to walk up directly in front of the TV, you will see the different colors in the pixels will appear. Another example of this would be the TikTok logo. So the TikTok logo features a white eighth note with hot pink seeping out from behind it on the right, and cyan blue seeping out from the left. This is the best way to describe the color play within a Morganite stone. So now I'm going to get into its refractive index, birefringence, and uniaxial characteristics. So its birefringence is 0.007 to 0.008. So Morganite has a refractive index of 1.58 to 1.59. If you measure how much the crystal bends the ordinary ray and compare it to how much it bends the extraordinary ray, the difference between those two numbers is the birefringence. The birefringence with a uniaxial crystal equals the difference between the refractive indices for O. Okay, so now I'm going to explain the formula. So Ri is refractive index, O is ordinary ray, which is the O ray, E is the extraordinary ray, which is the E ray. So the O ray is the rule follower. No matter which direction it travels through the crystal, it always moves at the same speed, and it is very predictable. The E ray will act as the rebel. It changes speed depending on the direction it's traveling, and Morganite has a negative uniaxial. So I'm going to explain this. So a positive uniaxial is when the ordinary ray is the fast one, and the extraordinary ray is the slow one. The opposite could be for the negative. So for the negative, the extraordinary ray is the fast one, and the ordinary ray is the slow one. If the O ray has a velocity in the crystal greater than the E ray, the crystal is termed positive. But because Morganite has a negative uniaxial, its E ray has a greater velocity. And so that's why it is termed negative. Now I want to get into its dichroism. So dichroism is the showing of different colors when viewed from different directions. In the cases of uniaxial materials like Morganite, they only have two distinct optical directions. So Morganite is like a stained glass window. It changes color shades depending on where you stand, and it glitters because of the tiny inclusions that are trapped inside. So now I'm going to get into its overall characteristics. Morganites are dichroic, and in rare cases they can display a chatoyancy effect or asterism. It's translucent to transparent. Its dispersion is 0.014, which is low. So what is a dispersion? A dispersion is what happens when white light passes through a gemstone. Each of its colors travel through it at a various speed. The wavelengths previously joined in white light would disperse and exit the gem separately. This creates a rainbow effect, much like how a diamond would. So now I'm going to get into its specific gem localities. The countries Afghanistan, Mozambique, Namibia, Madagascar, Brazil, China, and the United States are all minor and inconsistent sources. So I'm going to begin with Madagascar. Madagascar has the world's largest faceted Morganite, and it is a 598.70 carat cushion cut gem, which is currently housed in the collection of the British Museum. And I'm going to get into what a carat is. So a carat is a unit of weight for precious stones and pearls. Carats are strictly weight and not physical size. So Morganite's magenta colored rough material in Madagascar was superior to the crystals from other countries. And they also have some of the best quality, but they are a minor producer. I'm now going to go to Brazil. So the Morganite in Brazil, it actually is the most common on the market, and it comes from Minas Gerais. And the crystals can be large, with specimens weighing over 10 kilograms. That is 22 pounds. I'm now going to get into the United States. So Morganite in the United States has significant deposits in California and Maine. In California, the Morganite can be found in San Diego. In Maine, it can be found in the Buckfield Quarry. The Rose of Maine weighed 115,000 carats. It was cut into several gems, including a 184 carat faceted piece that is at the Maine State Museum. The next country I want to go into is Afghanistan. Afghanistan produces exceptional water clear crystals that is often found with blue tourmaline. And I'm going to go into China next. So in China, they produce Morganite with a very distinct tubular habit rather than longer tubes seen anywhere else. They have a massive pegmatite field near the border of Magnolia, which produces other types of beryl along with Morganite. Both Chinese and Afghani Morganite have very clean looking stones with very little inclusions. This makes them popular for mineral collectors who want perfect crystal faces. Chinese Morganite is tubular, while Afghani Morganite is columnar, which means that they look like standard pencils. The last country I'm going to get into is Mozambique. So Mozambique has an emerging top source for the quote-unquote neon or highly saturated pink stones. Its Morganite trade name is Cor de Rosa, and it produces a pure pink color unlike most countries. Now I'm going to get into gems on the market. Faceted Morganite usually have no inclusions visible to the naked eye. Larger stones are readily available on today's market despite its rarity. And Morganite is a durable gemstone for jewelry as long as it's treated with care to protect it against scratching and hard knocks. Although Morganite is rarer than emeralds, its price does not come close to an emerald's at all. Now let's get into synthetic Morganite. So they are hydrothermally grown and are available at jewelry stores. Heat treatments and light are used to remove the yellow component from peach Morganite to get a pinker stone. Synthetic gems would have a very fine color, unlike natural gems that would have a modest saturation in color. Very fine clarity could be the first indication that the stone is synthetic. To spot a synthetic stone, examine the clarity and color of the gemstone. Now I'm going to get into a consumer warning. So some dishonest vendors would call Morganite pink emerald to increase its prices and interest. So the same goes for colorless beryl being sold as Morganite, which is Goshenite, also known as common beryl. Morganite is more valuable than common beryl, and although it's in the same family as aquamarine, emerald, and red beryl, all of these are their own categories within the beryl family, and none of them should be compared to each other for a price point. Let's get into care instructions. A soft brush, mild detergent, and warm water are all recommended for cleaning. Under light exposure, the color is stable and it won't fade. Keep it away from hydrofluoric acid. Because Morganite can be affected by heat, it's best not to use steaming or boiling methods. Avoid ultrasonic cleaners and heat steamers. It must be removed before participating in any vigorous activities or cleaning. Now I'm going to get into its history. So pink beryl was discovered in Madagascar in 1910 by George Coons, whom in which was Tiffany & Co.'s chief gemologist. It was named after John Pierpont J.P. Morgan, whom in which was Coons' friend and loyal customer. The stone was named after J.P. Morgan because of his gift of gems to the American Museum of Natural History in New York and the Museum of Natural History in Paris. J.P. Morgan was one of the most important gem collectors in the early 1900s. His collection was partly assembled by Tiffany & Co. George Coons noted that Morganite, when exposed to X-rays, its fluorescence gave an intense red color, but had no phosphorescence when the X-ray was turned off. Tiffany's chief jewelry designer, G. Paulding Farnham, personally designed many of these pieces, with the introduction of Morganite and other vibrant gemstones. Tiffany's designers created boldly saturated jewels that captivated the world. Today, the American Museum of Natural History has the Morgan Memorial Hall of Gems to pay homage to J.P. Morgan's gemological affinity. Now I'm going to get into the symbolism. So Morganite is believed to encourage love, patience, and enhance communication skills, as well as bring out the brighter side of life. It is said to promote peace, calm, and relaxation. For women, it is said to encourage feelings of independence and harmony with masculine energy. For men, it can help produce a balance between masculine and feminine energy. It is considered the gemstone for 9th anniversaries. It is also ideal for engagement or promise rings as well. And I just want you guys to know that these claims are anecdotal and the alleged benefits are placebo effects. None of these claims have been scientifically proven. So just to point out a few coincidences for this video. So while doing my research, I found out that J.P. Morgan was actually born April 17th, 1837. Benjamin Franklin had died April 17th, 1790. And I was born April 17th, 1996. So this concludes the video, and if you're interested, you can go to my website, www.confectionarygems.com. Over there, you can see all of my available jewelry pieces. Each piece has been handcrafted by me and are tarnish resistant. So I want to say thank you for watching, and also I hope that you guys have a great week.